and I'm the host of this YouTube channel. It's been a day. So I figured I would come and play guitar for a little bit. And then maybe, perhaps maybe, have a little conversation later on. I want to go back outside without freezing off my behind. I'd like to go where it's kind of pleasant, but I can't afford it on YouTube's 2 cents. You know what I need? I'll tell you what I need. I need the tie. The tie is important. Put the tie on here. Because, you know, branding. To be quite frank, anything that's business related just kind of turns my old stomach. I've never been a good business guy. I've always been an artiste, never a business guy. Someday I'll get good. How can I have gotten a like when nobody's in here? I think that YouTube lies to me and doesn't tell me when people are actually in the room or when they're watching. There's a breakdown in communication with me and YouTube. With me and YouTube. I don't know how many people are here. The status keeps changing. The numbers aren't clear. I'm really tired of not knowing where I stand. But here on YouTube, you kind of gotta go with it, I guess, huh? Oh, wait, someone's here. It's Benito. I am doing okay. Thank you for asking, Benito, and thank you for being at my video premiere. It was nice to have someone to hold hands with me while I watched it. For those who don't know, I just released a long-form video called The Looming Cold, where I attempted to match my new music with text-to-video animation, like AI animation, and it was interesting. Play Black Betty. Well, now I can't keep track of what all you guys are doing. I'm looking into this little tiny phone, and the words are slipping by. And I'm just trying to get over the fact that I will die. I'm gonna run out of food. I'll have no food. They're cutting off food stamps, and that's not good. Yeah, it was an interesting day where I tried to collect information about what I was incapable of doing. And that's always a good time, isn't it, folks? So again, I figured I'd stream, blow up a little steam, play a couple tunes. Maybe something a little more upbeat. Why There's so many songs about rainbows and what's on the other side. Rainbows are visions, but simply illusions, and rainbows have nothing to hide. I don't know all the words yet. I'm trying to stay upbeat. The great. Oh, there's nothing great about me. I'm just like you guys, struggling day by day. I put on a good strong face. I try to be real zen, but in the end, I'm just another dude. Boy, wouldn't it be nice if I had like Elon Musk's superpowers? I didn't mind him until all of this stuff, and now I do. Now I feel like my Zen part, which is like, don't worry about things you can't change. It's very similar to sticking your head in the sand like an ostrich. And there's a balance there that I'm trying to maintain. Now, whichever side of the political fence you're on, you got to admit, everything's crazy. I mean, it has been for a while, but boy, we're reaching new levels. And so I'm just trying to, trying to keep a Zen state. Go, you know what? You're here with me, and you're alive. And I'm alive, so that in and of itself, once you have life, there's hope. So you go from hope and you go, okay, well, I'm fed. All right, that's a good thing. I like being fed. At the moment, I'm fed. And I'm not in any serious tragedy. All right, so things are good. This is me staying on the optimistic side. What's that? We got Ian. And is that Gloria? Hello, 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 hello. Thank you for joining the show. Hello. My name is Kevin G Nicholson. I'm broadcasting from my bedroom right here on 65 Broad Street in Danielson, Connecticut, which is in Connecticut, which is part of New England, which is part of the northeast corner of the United States. And it's cold outside. Although it's not freezing tonight, so there's that. I like it when it's not freezing at all. See, it keeps changing the numbers. It's either that you see people will stick through, and then the thing will take on and off, and I don't know what's going on. And then someone says hello, and then suddenly they're gone. Streaming is a cluster. I suppose I could look at it over here. I'll look at it over here. You know, I'm very possibly insane. All right, we don't need to hear that audio. Ancestry.com is, I guess, sponsoring, well, and Mint Mobile. So Ryan Reynolds, who looks like he hasn't gotten any sleep. All right. It doesn't tell you an accurate number. See, that's why I'm glad you're along on this journey with me. I need other people to kind of keep me not in check, because I'm certainly not out of control, but to keep me kind of like in line with what reality actually is from the point of a YouTuber. Because my perspective is skewed as a creator. Now, I got like 84 videos left. And then I will have posted a total of 2,500 videos. And I thought that was good. And then, of course, I'm always trying to better myself. So I look at this one, YouTube grower channel. And he goes, no, you're doing it all wrong. And I'm like, hey, it's a little late for that. They change the rules on things as you go. And that very, very much frustrates me. Because once you get the hang of it, someone changes the rules. It's like changing the song midstream. And that's great if you can adapt, but I'm obviously not doing it well enough. I won't say that this is who wants to hear the dirtiest song I know. No, I'll do something nice. Be courteous, kind, and forgiving. Be gentle and peaceful each day. Be warm and human and grateful, and have a good thing to say. Be thoughtful and trustful and childlike. Be witty and happy and wise. Be honest and love all your neighbors. Be obsequious, purple, and clairvoyant. Be pompous, obese, and eat cactus. Be dull and boring and omnipresent. Criticize things you don't know about. Be oblong and have your knees removed. Adapt and overcome. That sounds very similar to something else I said and somebody else has said before, which is defend, deny, depose. I want to see more Luigis in the world to take out CEOs for my vengeance. That I would start with Eversource, that greedy lot. Piggy, pigs. And all the greedy would be fed upon by swine. Sorry, I'm venting. This is therapeutic for me, and I thank you for watching my therapy. It's like, I don't know if you can read the t-shirt. This is a Doctor Who t-shirt given to me by an ex-friend before we became exes. And it says, don't blink. And it's about the Weeping Angels. If you know anything about Doctor Who, Weeping Angels is like one of the big villains. And the thing is, you're not supposed to look at them. Because if you look at them, then they eat you, essentially. And send you back in time and do like all sorts of terrible things to you. And I feel like I'm being told, don't blink. like society, social. You know what I'm saying? Kevin's therapy session live stream with the guitar. See, I'm so under Benito. I'm telling you, I'm so under impressed with the last video in regards to the way the animation kind of like fell together and did all that stuff. But there was nothing more that I could do. And sometimes you just gotta go, okay, send it the way it is, because you can't get perfection every time. And so, but I'd worked really hard on that, believe it or not. That took I've been on that for at least a week, possibly two. And so that was kind of like so close. I feel like I'm so close to actually producing something that might be considered relevant or artistic as it applies to the modern world today. That's what I'm kind of going for. I'm trying not to hurt anyone, despite singing about Luigi and the CEOs. I just want to coexist and make people laugh and hopefully bring people together in some sort of it doesn't even necessarily have to be utopian, but how about just coexistence, a peaceful coexistence? I can deal with peaceful coexistence. I mean, I'm doing it right now in a sense, because I get along with my neighbors and I don't get angry with them too much and they don't get too angry with me. So, yeah, I needed a lot of work. See, this is what I need. I need, positive or negative reinforcement. Either way, it at least gives me a direction. And I knew it as I'm putting it out because, it wasn't a character going through a bunch of events that you could feel for. It was, okay, a flower whose tie changes color. Maybe you gotta, change the color. I'll do that one. Yeah, it needed a lot of work, but there was nothing more I could do on the free plan, and I wasn't paying for it because YouTube, as a YouTuber that's almost 2,000 subs, I've earned maybe a little over $100 so far, and I got monetized last spring. So in about a year, I've earned $100 from YouTube. So when you start out and you're at the 1,000 subscriber mark, you're not getting much, if anything at all. And then that goes up as you get more subscribers, but it's not like the equation isn't equal. So sometimes looking across the YouTube landscape, where it's big, it's a big world, but it's frustrating. It's frustrating because you work. I've been working. Does the work appear? I mean, Benito, can you see the work that I put into it, despite the fact that the animation was subpar at best? I need a massage from an attractive thin woman. I don't have anyone in mind. That's just a genuine. Yeah, it was nice to have at least someone to watch it with me the first time out. Because, well, obviously you know what I'm talking about, because you upload and then you do the premiere and you watch it, and and then it sits, and then you go, 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 go. And then you like, move, internet, move, and it doesn't move. And you're like, well, I'm not eating this month. I should do tequila. I bet I don't have any tequila. I got beer. It was a little early for that yet, and this was kind of a. Well, I didn't schedule it either. I suppose I could have, pushed it along, but after working on something for a couple of weeks, you just kind of, at a certain point, you're just like, what did I spend? I must have spent a good hour on the thumbnails alone, going through like 8 of them and going, okay, let's try to, contrast on this, and that's important, and then SEO and all these other things. And I'm putting all this effort in, and then it's like, okay, and ready, and go. And me, wait. Was that slide trombone? Wah. Why didn't you do it on the guitar, Kev? The algorithm. Why is everything an algorithm? I'm just playing to exercise my demons. Out, demons, out, demons, out. Am I insane? I'm definitely insane because I keep doing the same thing over and over. I'm doing it differently. I like to think I'm getting sharper, but to the same dumb result. So, and I used to think I was clever a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. That wasn't the current Star Wars. I want to say it's 1977 Star Wars, when it meant something to be a Jedi. Right, I know, to do it over and over and over and expect different results. And I'm dead, but I keep doing it. I'm like, although the cooking with Kevin stuff, that surprised me, because I got not great numbers, but I was like, ooh, hundreds, rather than right, boink, blink. For some reason, those do all right. But even, all right on that isn't enough for a Happy Meal. As you well know, so. And the thing is, it makes you look at the whole platform a little differently, because then you see people who you're like, ooh, they're my buddy, and they're at 10,000 subscribers. And they go, yeah, we ain't making anything either. And so it's like everyone on YouTube, except for that top tier of people in the millions, are just kind of like, oh, this better work. And if it doesn't, well, that's it. They got a mortgage, they home. Tell you what, so you don't know my history. From the early 90s, I tried shooting an independent film using a couple of high-8 camcorders and spit and determination, and I wrote this big story, and it was epic. And boy, there was no way I could bring this epic vision to life, because it was just too much. It wasn't simple, guerrilla filmmaking. It was, okay, it was going to be Lord of the Rings before Lord of the Rings actually made the movies. And so that was my goal. Well, that went south real quick. I worked hard on it, but the end result was wretched. So then, years after that, I did a documentary, And that documentary was for a local band around here called Desert Rain. And they used to play everywhere around New England. And it was kind of like a Grateful Dead tribute band, but they had some originals that were really, really edgy and hysterical and funny. And then from that, I put that on public access, and that had a decent reaction, but I didn't make a ton of money. I don't think I made any money off that, actually. Um, and then I figure, all right, well, what did I learn? And so I tried a movie again. See, again, insane. So again, I tried saying, I'll do it this time. And I tried making a movie called Silver Tree. And if you go back into the long form videos, you could see little clips from that period of time. And that was like the early 2000s, late 1990s, early 2000s. And again, way too ambitious, way too much to try to undertake. I ended up spending I want to say $80,000 my own money, and with no result. And then I started doing, I started doing shorts and camera work and all that sort of thing. And again, you can see proof of this in the long form videos. And then I got divorced. And so that kind of ate 10 years of my life away. And I didn't really do much in regards to video. But I did go back to painting, like the paintings you see behind me, where it's just like, okay, I'll throw myself into my art this way. And then after the pandemic, I got back into doing this, and I'm like, okay, well, let's give this one more shot, because it seemed like it was an actual feasible, this is viable. There's some funny people who were discovered on it, and they seem to make a handsome living traveling. Like, there's a bunch of people who go to Disney World, they film themselves going, and there's like a whole subculture, a whole sub niche of these Disney people. And I follow a couple of them, and they were the ones that kind of, made me go, oh, well, there are lots of people I haven't even heard of who are doing pretty good. Why couldn't I be one of them? And not even be like one of them. Again, just kind of, making a little living. So, yeah. So I've just shared my film history, my filmography, kind of. Yeah, I've done a bunch, like the body of work is, I would like to hope, impressive to someone. They're like, well, hell, wow, he did a lot. Over 1,000 paintings, over, like 10,000 photographs. I've written 24 friggin' instrumental albums, a couple of singles. I keep plugging away at it, and they keep beating me back down. Dr. Pepper here. One of the things to be grateful for is a nice, cool, crisp Dr. Pepper. Everyone, I'm a pepper, you're a pepper. He's a pepper, she's a pepper. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? It depends. If I'm selling, like, when I go on locations and I have to pay money for an art spot, generally they charge you like $500 to $1,000 for a 10 by 10 spot if you're going to set up in an art show. But when I do it off my gallery that I do off my lawn, I sometimes go as low as like $40, especially if I don't like the piece, because there's some of them that are like, they didn't succeed. They were like that piece today. Didn't quite make it. They didn't quite get both eyes. But some of them, I've sold some paintings, over 1,000. But that was back before the economy crashed. Lately, I think the best sale I've had recently in the last like 5 years was like $140 it was a pretty big painting. It was a nice painting. They got a good deal, but I felt like, all right, cool. So yeah, but like the small size that you see hanging behind me, generally they go for like 60 to 120, depending on the piece. And the ones that, for the most part, I like best are in here. And then I got a huge stack of them in the living room. And this spring, when the cold goes away, when we're done with winter, bring you closer. Yeah, there we go. When we're done with winter, well, then I'll be able to go back outside because I have lines already lined up, and I'll hang them up, and I'll hang out there for like a few days, and I'll leave them out for a few days, and I'll just kind of hang out and see if anyone's interested. And if they have questions, like, I'm there for them to talk to. And then I play my albums in the background via Bluetooth, and occasionally someone comes up and they buy. But most of the time, it's me sitting outside smoking marijuana on my lawn. But I'm surrounded by my paintings, and it looks really cool. And I have some videos of that on my website too. So essentially, my website's all about me trying to find unique ways of staying alive and failing miserably. However, I am still alive, so maybe it's not a total fail. Not quite sure. Excuse me. There is. There are. I got a lot of pieces in people's homes. I must have moved a good 300-400 paintings in my life, sold to other people, or given. Because, when I was young and romantic, I'd be like, I did this painting for you because I love you. Which was, I thought they were cute, and I'm like, hey, look at this. And they'd go, ooh, that's cool. Let me show you my boobs. Or they would go, oh, you're a creepy old guy. That would go away. And either was fun. But that's probably TMI too. At this point, I'm just rolling with it. I'm not going for the gold. I'm going for the silver at this point. I'd be happy getting second place. I don't need the gold medal. I don't need to be first. So, yeah. For whatever that tells you. Wow, I just discussed my whole history. And the thing is that, I'm not recording on that one. I got a second camera going here. I thought it was going. It wasn't recording. It hasn't recorded any of this. That means I gotta go turn it on. Set it to record. See, this is where I'm hoping I can change things. If I can film 2 things at once and make double the content at the same time, how could I possibly lose? That's not right. I'm really having a nervous breakdown here. No, but I can imagine it. Any second now. Do I look like Jack Nicholson? I've been told. I got that Jack Nicholson, Michael Keaton craziest, sorta. Here's Johnny. Oh, hey, that was nice. Thanks for the little. All right, when I see the little happy thing go up, that means someone's clicking. I like it when people click. It makes me feel like I'm not here all alone. I'm so tired. All right, now watch. Let's do a test because even the device has been working against me lately. Okay, I'm gonna ask for songs by myself because I'm an egotist, and it'll put up either something completely unrelated or it'll give me Driving Windows Down or another live stream. Those are the two songs that it'll come up, or it'll play from somebody else completely. Let's find out what it is. Turning it up so you can play music by Kevin G Nicholson.
Kevin G Nicholson Radio from Kevin's Spotify.
Driving Windows Down. I'm glad I got one, but the only song that's ever kind of rooted anywhere where it got like a couple thousand listens, where people were like saving it and they were like, oh, this is cool. I don't know why. I'm actually surprised she pulled up my song, because most of the time she's like, I mean something in this genre, and then plays other stuff. Because once Spotify changed their terms of use, and they stopped paying their musicians, their artists, driving what they would see? No. Well then, I said, well, I'm not getting premium anymore. I can't afford it. You guys just, nixed your own audience, so to speak. I'm wondering how carnivorous this can all get before it starts feeding on itself. I mean, it's all right. I wasn't like, this is going to be a break. You know what I mean? But it's all mostly instrumental, so I'm not thinking anything's going to be like, like the next never going to, doxing video or anything like that. I don't think anything's going to hit like Hawk Tour. But if you listen to like my 8th and 16th album, there are treats. There are hidden treats in those. There are samples from my life. And that's going. You know what platinum is. It's funny though. I play Magic Arena, and they have different levels that you can achieve, and like the lowest one's bronze, and then you go up to silver, and then gold, and then the next one after gold is platinum. Generally, when I play, that's where I end up being and staying. And then if you can get even better than that, the second one is diamond, and then the top one is mythic. I've only been mythic like twice. No, 3 times. And granted, it's just a video game, but I was like, hey, I'm one of the best. Yeah, luck. It's a card game. If only something would go platinum. You hear the dogs outside? Mellie's going. Mellie's the black dog next door. And she's really sweet in a, big, dumb, old sort of way. Very loving. But, boy, she's got pipes on her. And she's like, burr, 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 burr. I thought I had something. I thought, well, it's funny how something silly like that would make me feel like, oh, maybe I am a little smart. No. Look at your bank account. No. I know you're not supposed to quantify somebody by their earnings, but things have been so all right. Oh, I can't do that because that's somebody else's. Alexa, stop. At least he played mine before trying to go off. That's the free service. So I can still ask for it. And he'll give me one. And then they'll go, well, how about this? That's not what I asked for, but I guess you got me just where you want me. Bezos is Amazon, right? Bezos, Musk, and Zuckerman. Those are the three bad boys. I don't know the Google guy's name. Okay, I'm kind of glad I did this because it was a long day, and I got things done, produced, released with very, very little fanfare. Not that I need it. And that's the thing. They're talking about, well, the music industry's changed, and and I'm like, well, I'm still going to play because, and I'm still going to create. Even if it's not paying, I'm still always going to make stuff. That's kind of just how I do it. I just make stuff, whether it's cooking videos or whether it's paintings or whether it's, I got all these ideas and I want to make them into real things. I really try to make something that's gonna, something going, okay, that's tactile. That's always been my kind of, boy, that's a neat story he told, or that transported me to a different land. I don't want to lose that, so I'm gonna keep flexing that muscle until I can't anymore. I can feel the hat of condemnation behind me. What happens if I give up? Nothing. Well, I just try and just say, "Oh, for me." I ain't gonna help anything. I'll be miserable, and then at least if I'm trying, even if it is insanity. I mean, I got a cool tie for what that's worth. What do you do? You keep on keeping on. But it's, and a buddy of mine, Steve, he had mentioned, people get very influenced by what they read on, the phones and on social media and all that stuff, or the news, because the news is, they want to keep you there. But, if you don't look, again, head in the sand a little bit, where you're just like, hey, there's just some things that you can't do anything about, so don't let it get you into a hubbub. But at the same time, I don't want to be oblivious to actual danger or actual environmental forces that I need to be aware of. I don't know if all this sounds nutty, but it's kind of how I'm feeling about it. It's kind of how I'm proceeding. Because again, never give up, never surrender. You go, Tim Allen. If you know that quote, Galaxy Quest. That was a good show. Good movie. Hit all the marks for me. Yeah, one more sip and then. And I really was, I was pretty proud of myself in regards to the musical aspect of the video today, because I did effectively use an audio hook in the music. And I'd never really kind of, so I felt like that was, okay, level up musically. I felt like I learned something through that process. And then Oh, listen to this video, because I've been working with Chat GPT, going, okay, what can I do better? You know, maybe it'll give me some clue as to what I've been doing wrong, or what I can do to improve my craft, my art, my reach, my all that stuff. And so I give it a bunch of information from my channel, and it goes, you know, you should really refrain from putting shaved on anything, because I have a couple videos that are like freshly shaved October, like that was an album, and it's a joke. It's implying obscenity where there isn't, and they're like, maybe you shouldn't do that. And all I just heard the voice of, like, you know, of like my mother back in the day going, you really shouldn't do that. It's not appropriate. And don't get me wrong, she was right, and I love my mother, but you know, it had that kind of lilt to it where it was like, you're Chat GPT. You can't talk down to me like you're my mother. But at the same time, it's trying to give you, well, you want to bring back all the viewers. You don't want to scare away the crowd. Well, if they can't, yeah. They can't smell my breath online. Yay! That means you're safe. You're safe behind that screen from my stinky breath odor. Breath odor? Is that like, what's another word for that? Halitosis? Not sure. Let go, Chet. You're going to let go. Be able to handle the insanity. Well, I mean, you've been around my channel a little bit. What's my top viewed video? It's painted vagina. It's 100 and how many thousand views? For no reason whatsoever. One of my worst videos. It was one of the first videos I had done 4 years ago when I got back into the YouTube thing. One of the first videos I did is just me painting and being silly like a 14-year-old boy. 161,000 views. Now, granted, this was before I was monetized. Had I actually gotten that number now, that would be worth 161,000 times 3. So it'd be 300, about $450, about $500. Use $500. We can all use $500. But popped off too early. Stupidest thing, and I've been really reluctant to do another one. But, you know what I'm saying? Ooh, excuse me. See? Again, that's why you're safe. You didn't have to smell that. You just get a little textural procedure, and then everything was fine. It happens. I could be devastatedly embarrassed, but at this point, hi. I mean, and what would I call it? Another painted vagina? Back to? Should I do a vagina series? It's so, and I don't mind 14-year-old humor. Oh, vagina. I mean, it's in good fun. It's not, you know, I mean, yeah, it's a little objectifying, but it's, you know, it's symbolism. There's no real person attached to that vagina. We need part 2 of Painted Taints. You know what? You just made a video, man. It's happening. Okay, so that was the bonus for being part, and whoever the other people are in here, you see in history, Painted Taints is going to be a thing. Painted Taints. It's like poetry. Great job, Benito. It is Painted Taints with Hans Fingerbang. Hans Fingerbang on Painted Taints. Hey. That's funny. See, I think that's funny. So now I'm going to do it. And you know what? And I'm going to painted taints. This is part of it. See? I have the camera rolling this time, so that caught it. I'm telling you, the audience, this is where this next video was coming from. This is a short introduction. Benito, a wonderful member of my audience here on the Kevin G Nicholson channel, said, you know, your painting vagina video did so well. Why don't you do painted taints? And that was like poetry. So we're going to see it right now. See? And I'll do that. So what instruments should I use for the painted taint soundtrack? You know what? I'm going to sidetrack my my flower thing. I'm going to go right into painted taint. What would that be? I like I could do a ukulele. Can you attach musically a taint with a ukulele? You've been saying that's kind of funny. Paint a taint and a ukulele. Maybe that's the new series. It's the Paint a Taint and Ukulele Show. I need a ukulele and a big fat stinky taint. I'm gonna use acrylic because oil would make it stink. I wish I had a ukulele. Maybe Sparky's got a ukulele. I'll have to ask him later. Painted taint. And I like that. That's going to happen. See, and I didn't put any work behind that first video. Maybe if I actually give it a little oomph. A little comedy. Maybe with a little comedy, I could make something break 1,000, maybe. I shouldn't get that beat up. There's another fellow by the name of Bontecune. He's got a channel. It's got like, I want to say double, a little more than double the viewers that I do. And he'll click off. He'll get like, 60, 70, kind of like I do. But then occasionally he'll get, one will take off for 1,000 or 2. And I'm like, oh, and I get excited for him. And then I realize, oh, he just made $3. But still, I mean, just to even see that, you're like, woo! It was one night, you were probably here when I stayed up all night and freaking, it just streamed for like 10 hours, took a nap through it. Yeah, and that one ended up getting like 1,000 views. But what did ChatGPT tell me? It said, don't do it that long. No one's going to stick around for that. I'm like, look, I don't think ChatGPT knows quite what it thinks it knows. In fact, I can prove it. And certainly that other thing, the MSN chat thingy, I went in there asking for, give me a list of my albums from beginning to end chronologically. I got 24 of them. And it kept giving me a list of 10. And it would kind of make the names up a little bit, or you'd mix them up. And then I'd say, no, I need the full list. And there were 24. And it would go, and it would do the same thing again. They're not as bright as we're being led to believe. They come and go, see if you're still at it. Well, I'm tenacious. And in fact, I did do it for an entire evening. See, but you know what? I think I'm doing this again tomorrow night. Streaming, that is. So I'm going to stream again tomorrow night. I'm going to shoot for around the same time. Like, I'm going to shoot for like 7, 8-ish. And I'm going to start. And I'm just going to let it go to like 11. And then I'm sure Sparky will jump in on that one. And we'll, and I'll really kind of get into, and you know what? I think I might even, I'm going to get a canvas out. I think we need to, maybe if I do this with the audience, we can go, okay, let's look at the platform. Let's look at the media that we are going to be applying the painted taint to. Taint to? Is that like a tattoo for a taint? A taint to? Maybe that should be the video name. I'm getting a taint too.